Today we're going to do a performance task for our bell work. This one deals with calorie counter. This part here is in the slide section of your Google Classroom. It says performance task. You don't do any work in the slide. You'll do your work on the paper. This is worth a total of 6 or 7 points. I'll tell you the total points at the end of this performance task. All right, when you do the performance task, the first slide has like picture of a lunch tray with food on it, and then you click on the next slide, and this is what it's about. It says Juan is calculating how many calories he consumes in a day. Through internet research, he determines that a person his age should consume 68,820 calories per month. Part A, based on 31-day month, how many calories should Juan consume in a day? All right, so what we're going to do on your paper, you're going to do what? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? We said it already. Yes, divide. So make sure in box A or part A, you show 68,820. How many days in the month do they tell you to have? What did it say on the paper? Yes. 31. It will go into that 2 times. That is 62. Subtract, bring down. This is a pretty friendly division problem, isn't it, kids? That's a 68. 62. Subtract 8 minus 2 is 6. Don't forget to put the 2 up there. Bring down. 31 goes into 62 2 times. Now, does he consume 222 calories? No, we have one more number to bring down, don't we? He consumes 2,220 calories. Now, show the division, and then you have to put your answer on this blank. So write down 2,220 calories. Hal, please write that down. You're not writing on your paper. This is part A. Part B takes a little bit longer for you kids. It says Juan wants to eat fewer than 800 calories at lunch. The table shows the menu at the school cafeteria with the calorie totals listed for each item. Find 2 different meal options for Juan to choose for lunch. Then find the cost for each meal. All right, kids, on this, you're going to have a different answer than what I have probably. But I have to come up with 2 different meals. You should come up with 2 meals too, where it is fewer than 800 calories. So go ahead and write down your meal choice. And I will write down my meal choice here. Go ahead, let's work on that. For part B, we end up, for part B, these were my menus. I have 2 of them. My first menu, I have corn dog, green beans, and chocolate cake. It's 764 calories and $4.40. Okay, that is not two items, but that's what I have for my part 2. Make sure you put your part B, put your answers on the blanks. Now let's go to the back side. On the back side, part C says Juan has a budget of $20 for lunch each week. Choose one of the meals from part B for Juan's lunch on Monday. How much does he have left for the rest of the week? How much could he spend each remaining day if he spends the same amount? Well, he has 4 days left, okay? Well, I chose my $4.40 one, which was corn dog, green beans, and chocolate cake, which was $4.40. I subtracted from 20. You need to show that you subtracted something from 20. I got $15.60. You might have something different because you didn't choose that menu. Then, why did I divide it by 4? Yes. There are 4 days left. So you divide it by 4, and I have $3.90. So he could spend $3.90 each day for the lunch. All right. So what would I be looking for? I would look for the subtraction of 20, and I would look for dividing by 4 to get your 2 points on this problem. Will you have the same answers? No. Now for part D, you all should have the same answers. In part D, the entire basketball team eats together. There are 12 players. Each player eats 2 slices of pizza, carrots, and a cookie. Now, the most common mistake that people make would be what? Braxton? Right. A lot of kids will just see pizza and they forget, 2 pieces of pizza. Make sure you have 2 pieces of pizza. 2 pieces at $1.75 each is $3.50. So you should have this down. $3.50 plus 80 cents plus $1.45 equals $5.75. Why did I multiply it by 12? Yes.
Because there are 12 players.
12 players. They're all going to buy the same thing. And whenever I do this, I get $69. So it'll cost $69. All right. Now, turn your papers in. Those of you that turned yours in, I've got yours stapled so I know who got them done before. And then we need to make sure everyone else turns your paper in and just put it right over here. Okay? Now we're going to go grade yesterday's slides. All right, you only had to do 3 slides, and here are the answers for the first slide. Okay? On this, you have 10 5/10 divided by 14, and the average price per minute is 75 cents per minute. Now, on your paper from yesterday, you should show the division, like we have here, 75 cents. You show your work on the paper, so I know that you're doing these problems. Letter B, the temperature increased 19.52 degrees over a period of 3.2 hours. What's the temperature per hour? You divide, and you get 6 1/10. On C, the long piece of string is 9.3 meters. She's cutting it into 3/10 of a meter long pieces. How many pieces can she have? 31. In part D, he has 57.5 gallons, and each container holds 1.25 gallons. How many containers will he need? He'll need 46 containers. Any questions? All right, we didn't do that one, but you did this one. All right, here are the answers for this slide. In the first part, Dorothy is going to install tile in her kitchen that measures 5.3 feet by 3.5 feet. Find the total area that will be covered by the tile. What do you do to get the answer to this one? You multiply. Any questions? On the next one, Waco is 101.9 miles. Here's this problem here. Here's Waco. There's Austin, and that is San Marcos. Okay, Waco is 101.9 miles above Austin. San Marcos is below Austin. How do you get the answer? You add them together, and you get 133.6 miles. Any questions on how to do that one? You just draw a little picture of there if you had to do that one. Letter C. How much does he earn per hour? You're going to divide. And when you would do that, you would get, if you had to get the show your work for that one, you would get $16.77 for that problem. And then in letter D, the students in Spanish club brought in $62.30 to help pay for a field trip. The field trip will cost $120.25. How much more money will they need? Well, to figure that answer out, you're going to subtract to get that answer. Any questions? Then your final slide on the pasta. On this one, did everyone get $19.36? Well, let's just look at what you had to do to get that answer. On this problem, you have to add. So on your paper, I want to see you adding $4.24, $1.99, and $13.13 for the spaghetti. Show your addition, line up your decimal point, and you should get $19.36. For the next question, a customer purchases a soda and 2 brownies. They pay with a $20 bill. How much change will the customer receive? Well, that'll give you $10.47. $20 minus $10.47 is $9.53. So then you have $20 minus $10.47. That gives you $9.53. So the answer for that one is $9.53. All right, when I wrote down the soda, I put down the wrong number earlier. It's $1.99 plus $8.48. That gave me $10.47. So the answer is $9.53. In the next one, how much more does it cost to order a coffee and Alfredo than to order soda and spaghetti? Well, coffee and Alfredo equals $18.32. The soda and spaghetti is $15.12. Then you subtract $18.32 minus $15.12 is $3.20. Then the last problem, a lot of kids miss this one up first period. Juan and his 3 friends received a bill for $21.60. How much will each person have to pay? What do you divide it by? Yes. Juan got food too. Yes. You need to divide that one by 4. If you have $21.60 divided by 4, put your decimal point straight up. 4 goes into 21 5 times. Subtract. Bring down. 4 goes into 16 4 times. Bring down. So it's $5.40 a person because you have to include John and his 3 friends. They like doing that to you on achievement tests. Always check. How many people are eating? 1 and 3 friends is 4. Just talk to, or John. Is it John or what? John, yeah. So be careful when you do these problems. Now let's go to today's slides. Today we're going to be doing slides on exponents and PEMDAS, order of operations. So here's your first slide. It's a pretty easy slide. I'm going to pass out a paper for you while you're doing this first. Okay, so for this one, as I said, you don't really need the paper to do these. It's 4 times 4 times 4, and that is 64. Okay, on this one, we figured out that it was going to be 5 to the third power. And that's the same thing as 5 times 5 times 5. I don't know why 5 to the third power disappeared on that one, but it did. This one, 3 to the fourth power, is going to be 4 threes. And that's going to be, okay, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 9 is 81. Do you see how I just did that in my head? Yeah, you can multiply two of them together and then multiply those answers, which is a product. This one is 2 to the what power? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there 2 to the fourth power and 3 to the second power? And 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, and 16 times 9, is it 144? Okay, 144. And this one is 2 to the third power times 4 to the second power. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. 8 times 16 is 128. Okay, any questions? And as I said, I just don't know what happened to those answers that were there. Everyone got this slide done? That was an easy slide. Let's go to the next one. Kids, this one's really easy. You just take this over here, take them and slide all of these over here, and then you find its match. Any questions on how to find the match? Okay, you can take time to do that. So on this one, I have 3 x's. So that's x to the third power, and I have 2 y's. So do you see why I chose x to the third times y to the second? Can I have a thumbs up? You don't need to use your paper to do this slide. No, you don't. Okay, now we're going to look at the next slide. This is where everyone's going to do this paper. So go to this slide here, everyone, and everyone needs their paper out. Now this is from A to H. You have to do each problem on here. Now if you use this paper here for some of your problems, there's space on the back for you to do more work, okay? So we have to figure out the answers are either going to be 20, 12, 8, or 16. And you click and drag it. So for letter A, let's write the problem down on the worksheet. Letter A, you have to show your work on this. What does the problem say? 4 to the second power. Is that a plus or a divide sign? Divided by 4 plus 8 times 2. Okay, 4 to the second power is 16. Then I'm going to do 16 divided by 4 is 4. Then I have 4 plus 8 times 2. Now, we can't add 4 to the 8. Oh, no, no, no. You must multiply. 8 times 2 is 16. And 4 plus 16 gives you the answer 20. And that, my friends, is why you moved it to the 20. So, I should see all of this side filled out, shouldn't I? You do have to show work for all of those problems, all 8. Any questions on this slide? The other ones are really easy and quick to do. Now let's look at the next slide. The next slide only has, let's see here. It only has 4 problems. Okay, now they like doing this on iLearn. One of the answers is right, one of the answers is wrong. On the back of your paper, there's room to show me how you can figure out who is right and who is wrong. Type in the name of the person who did it right. Now, on your paper, which you'll do these probably on the back side, you need to tell me what the person did wrong. Like the one who got it wrong, just tell me what they did wrong. All right. Say, oh, they multiplied wrong, or they added before they multiplied. Those are things that you could do. Say, oh, this person did theirs wrong. Just tell me what they did wrong. Write the name of the person that got it right here, and then on the paper, tell me what the other person did wrong. So if you think Zach was correct, you put Zach there, and on the back, if you think Kyle was wrong, you could tell me why you thought Kyle was wrong. All right, I think that actually Kyle is right on this one, isn't he? 48 divided by 3 is 16. Yeah, Zach is wrong because Zach subtracted before he multiplied. Did you see what's that? So in this one here, you're going to type in Kyle because Kyle's is right. And then on the paper, Zach subtracted before he multiplied. See how easy that is? That's what you're going to do. All right, have a good day.